Your memoir manuscript is full of characters, and you want to make them as deep and complex as possible. You don't want your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, former teachers to look like cartoon characters. They're going to have good, they're going to have bad. And so in many ways, when you're writing memoirs, you're doing almost mini character studies of these people. There's going to be a lot of depth of detail, showing what these people are like. One way that you can develop these kind of character studies is to write up what people do, what they say, what their reputations are, what they wear, into these little paragraphs like I have here up on the screen. The thing is, if you're going to write these little character studies, they cannot be actually included in your memoir because they aren't stories. They aren't things happening. But they are a way to conveniently sit down and brainstorm some ideas about for example, your mother. Here, one of my writers that I worked with wrote about their mother, and they brainstormed this character study about, she's got these delicious cuisines that the neighborhood, people like. She has warmth in her eyes that melts the ice barrier between her and strangers. She makes friends in no time. She's passionate about being a careful mother and a good human and a single parent. Talks about the decor of her bedroom, all the things that are in there, like the sophisticated wrought iron bed, her jewelry box. She dresses modestly. At the grocery stores, she buys cleaning agents, spends more time buying cleaning agents than food. Her X-ray vision lets her spot dust particles in her house. She tells her daughter, the author of this, you're not dressed for the weather. She reminds her of a quiz. The mother just has a great memory. So we got a lot of details about her, but this isn't a story. So while this is good to kind of come up with some ideas and brainstorm and get a sense of how you could show your mom or your dad or your brother and sister in a very deep way, this would be kind of an exercise to do before you write the actual story. Because right now, with nothing happening, the reader, while they might find this kind of interesting and learning about this person, they really don't have a story to hold on to. So just make sure that you're not putting these kind of character studies into your memoir scenes. Instead, use the scene or the event to exemplify all of these traits. Like, for example, she could think of a scene something that happened, something interesting that happened when she was a teenager that exemplifies her mother's warmth, that exemplifies her mother's work around the house and the food and that kind of a thing. An interesting scene that shows all of this instead of having to fall back on telling the reader all about their mother. We want to experience mom in a real scene as if we're there eating that mouth-watering food.